Good day and welcome to today's episode of Erongo Talk here in Swakopmund at the Namib High School. My name is Adolf Kaure and today we'll be joined by my colleague Yolanda Nell from the Windhoek Express newspaper in Windhoek.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so much fun to be at the coast.
Awesome stuff. So Yolanda will also be joining us for this episode from our sister newspaper, Windhoek Express, all the way from Windhoek. So as usual, we'll be bringing you the news as well as the weather and tides. And we'll also be having an interview with Henry Kemp, the sports head of department for the Walvis by Privat Hoërskool and the main organizer of the BUCO Desert Sports Festival. And he'll be telling us more about the upcoming school sports festivals.
Yes, it seems we have a full program lined up, so please stay tuned. The Minister of Health and Social Services made an announcement on the amendment to COVID-19 regulations today. The measures that will come into force at midnight tonight will expire on 30 April 2021. The Minister said after analysing available data and statistics, both the National COVID-19 Monitoring Team and the National Health Emergency Management Committee met and made recommendations on the adjustment to the public health regulations. Shangula outlined the proposed amendments to the regulations mentioning mostly the amendments to the existing regulations. He said that where no amendments is mentioned, the regulation remains as forced as gazetted. Then in other news, the mayor of Swakopmund signed a grant contract with Harade Hidikia, the ambassador of Japan to Namibia. The contract allows for the transportation of 2 ambulances with 250,000 Namibian dollars from Japan. The Swakopmund Rotary Club joined hands with the Rotary Club of Kawasaki North, near the city of Yokoyama in Japan, to make the donation possible. In Japan, emergency vehicles are not allowed to be older than a certain limit, but these ambulances still have a lot of services left in them, said the president of the Swakopmund Rotary Club. With the help of the city, we were able to refurbish the ambulances. The ambassador said that he is overjoyed by the opportunity to facilitate good relations between Namibia and his native Japan.
Wow, that's actually excellent news. Now, 2 ambulances for our municipality here in Swakopmund. So in business news, the Ministry of Mines and Energy announced a 50-cent per litre increase on petrol as well as diesel pump prices effective as of around about midnight on 7 April. So the consumers will fork out $13.18 for diesel and $13.15 for petrol in Walvis Bay, which is the port entry point. The fuel pump prices nationwide will be adjusted accordingly as well. So the ministry is cognizant that the increases in local prices of fuel will continue to put more inflationary pressures on the prices of goods and services in the economy. So however, due to the major dynamics of demand and supply in the international oil market at the present time, demand side oil prices regulators will have to continue making these hard and painful decisions to increase the pump prices. So the depreciation of the Namibian dollar against the US dollar also contributed in making this adjustment. So in our last story for today, large quantities of cream washed up at the beach between the Mole and Platsamia in Swakopmund. So a local angler, Sinka Vergoy, made the creamy discovery, and she is quoted as saying that initially I thought it was foam, but when I dipped my finger into the substance, I was pleasantly surprised to discover it tastes like ice cream. So sweetness is my weakness. I filled the loading bay of my 4x4, took a photo which I shared on the Anglers group, and the rest is history. So amazing. Huh? So you can catch this and more on our website, which is erongo.com.na. Do stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
Erongo red, power to the people.
Okay, so with me here is a very familiar face in sport, Mr. Henry Kemp, and he is the HOD of sports here at Walvis Private High School. How are you today, Henry?
Oh, very well, thank you.
I'm good. Now, the Walvis Bay Private High School, despite all the odds, the Desert Sports Festival is happening this year. Henry, can you just please tell us about who is coming and what are we expecting at this year's festival?
Oh, well, we've got most of the Namibian schools that's playing in the Super League, rugby, hockey and netball, and yeah, we're looking forward to it. We've got the top schools coming, Windhoek Afrikaans Private School and Windhoek Gymnasium. We've got ProEd coming here, and RTS, some of the government schools, and the Dana. So we've got quite a large variation of schools visiting. We've got Dolphins here that's taking part. So we've got lots of schools, about 12 Namibian schools that's here. And we're looking forward to a festival that hopefully will deliver all that we expect. So it's going to be tough. We've got no spectators at the moment.
Yes.
So we're sticking to the COVID-19 protocol. So the key focus area for us is the safety of the participants, as well as the little spectators in the form of the management and the organizing committee that will be on the terrain the whole time. But yeah, we're looking forward. It's going to be tough hosting an event without spectators, so but we're looking forward. At least the girls and boys can have some game time.
Yes, no, definitely. And then the festival is from the 6th to the 10th.
Yeah, no, the 7th, the 6th, everybody arrives here in Walvis Bay, or most of the teams, and then on the 7th we start with the games. The netball start around about 9 o'clock, the hockey at 8 o'clock in the mornings, and the rugby a little bit later, as we've got the floodlights here that we've recently installed, so the rugby will go on into the night till around about 9 o'clock, depending on the curfew times that the government stipulates, so we'll have to work all that in, but there's going to be lots of games, so hopefully everybody, no injuries, hopefully. We hope and pray for that, but yeah, we're looking forward.
Cool. And how is the COVID-19 regulations going to be implemented here at the festival?
Yeah, see, according to the letter received from the Sport Commission, we will strictly adhere to that. We only allowed 50 people for each event, which means the rugby will be 25 players and management included per team. The hockey and netball is a bit easier, as they are only 12 for netball per team, and then for hockey the mostly 18, so you work around 36 people, so that's easy to manage. It's just that the rugby, some teams bring more than 23 players, and they've got 4 coaching staff, so those guys that are not on the team list of 25 should for that specific day stay at home and watch the games on TV. Thanks to NMH and Pixelot Gravity, we will host all the games on TV, luckily. There are some games, unfortunately, at netball that we won't be hosting because we've got too many fields. We had to divide the whole terrain into different venues so as to capitalize on the amount for that specific venue, and then working on the 2-hour time slot. So the teams mostly affected will be the rugby teams, as they will only have half an hour to enter, warm up, and then start playing, and then after the games they've got half an hour more or less to leave the terrain to allow for the next teams to enter. And we will stick to the 2-hour time slots. We will not deviate on that plan, and we spare no expense as far as sanitizing and the scanning of players and management as they enter to ensure that everybody is well looked after. We will have the ablution facilities as well. We will have people there full time to ensure that it is clean and is sanitized and that you look after the welfare of all people visiting this festival.
Yes, now, Henry, where we're standing now, there's been a lot of changes that happened to the field. Please tell us about those changes.
Yeah, well, first of all, when I was at previous schools and we had to come and visit here, we had to dress
Yes.
in a small change room where, well, I'm not a tall guy, but I had to bend my neck to stand. But they've decided to make it worthwhile for the visiting schools. So at the back of the pavilion, we've built 4 new change rooms. We've enlarged the tuck shop area, and we've put in there a cooler room so we don't have to hire all that in every year. We've also built a medical facility inside the clubhouse, as well as a larger referee section for the rugby referees. So yeah, we've improved our B rugby field, and then we've also resurfaced the netball field. So there's quite a few things that we've done that just to revamp the area.
Yes.
And to make it a bit more accessible for all visitors.
Yes, definitely. And then just finally, Henry, what would you like to tell the learners that are coming to play at the Desert Sport Festival?
Yeah, I think the main focus for us is, because it's not a league, it's a festival, so the only thing that they can take out of it is bragging rights. And
Yes.
then maybe, hopefully, if there's a league this year, to use this as preparation time. So winning isn't the main focus here. Winning is to have fun, just to at least have some game time. We've missed the whole year as far as sports is concerned. Some of the schools did play some games last year. We in Walvis Bay didn't play any sports the whole of the 2020 season. So the main focus here is just to prepare, to have fun, just to see different faces for a change, and hopefully everything goes according to plan.
Yes, we're keeping our fingers crossed. Thank you, Henry. Thank you for
Thank you.
speaking to us today.
Hi, my name is Chloe Ashley Brand. I am 22 years old, law graduate, and I'm a grad star Southern Africa. That means I'm one of the most employable students in Southern Africa based on leadership skills, emotional intelligence, and IQ. I'm also a Miss Namibia finalist, and I'm here to share a study tip with you. These are things that are in the initial phase of studying, and it's planning and organizing. I found that when I have my notes in order and I have a timetable or schedule of things that need to be done, I'm a bit more efficient, and I avoid having to sit down before or in front of my books and having to page through and not know where to start, how to start, and by what time to complete what I have to do. So what I'm saying is plan and organize so that you know what to do, when to do it. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie. I'm the Junior Mayor of Swakopmund. Keep on watching Erongo Talk.
And now for weather and tides from all your major towns here in the Erongo region. And that brings us to the end of our program for this week. I hope you had a fun time tuning in.
I had a fun time. So, but do not despair. We also have a lot that you can catch on our Facebook pages as well as Instagram and Twitter. So we're available on all three platforms. We're also available on WhatsApp and Telegram on our number, which is 08117 00040, and you can also catch a lot on our website, which is erongo.com.na.
And if you want to see a little bit more of me, please tune in weekdays on Windhoek Express for We Talk on at 10:30 every day. And that's it from my side. I hope you have a blessed Easter weekend.
Bye!